Hi there, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Yetta Pearl. So I was receiving some feedback on my Facebook page that they wanted to see my face rather than just the cards. So here we are. I've just changed up how I'm doing things. Now, having said that, when I'm indoors on a cooler day like today, I use my light and look at how distracting that is in my glasses. So if any of you have any tips for how to fix that, I would really appreciate if you would comment about that below. And I appreciate any help I can get with that. Ooh, whoops, just about dropped them on the floor. It was close. Anyway, so in addition to that, I'm also asking for your help with the number of subscribers I have on this channel, because a while ago I was asking my angels, how do I get more subscribers? And they said, ask your people. They're the ones who are doing the subscribing and can do more of it. So I'm directly asking you to please hit the subscribe button. Please share with friends who you think might enjoy this, and let me know what parts of the reading resonate with you. I'd really appreciate knowing that. That's great. So this is your general reading for the week of August 9th through 15th, 2021. And, excuse me, because it is a general reading, take the parts that resonate with you and leave the rest. It just means that those parts are for somebody else. No big deal. So just one more card to come out here from our guardian angels, your guardian angels, to let you know what things they've been trying to let you know, trying to get you to pay attention to recently. And so that's my job, is to receive those messages on your behalf. And I just let it flow through. It comes in and I go blah, 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 blah. You hear it the same time I do. And then we get your messages. So hang on here. Well, this looks like a really great reading. Nice week coming up for you. You have some good friends. You do. You do. Some of you are sitting there going, I don't know, I don't feel like I have very many friends. You do. There are a lot of people who think very highly of you and would like to get closer to you. Just, I'm not talking about anything, in a physical way or in a sexual way, none of that. Just friends, people that want to spend more time with you. And so when there are people like that in your world, you can definitely call them up and say, you want to go for coffee? I'd like to get to know you better. And you'd be surprised how many people will be able to accept. Some of them, the timing's just not going to work out. It doesn't mean they don't want to. It just means that right now they can't. But keep them in mind again for another time, because they want to connect with you as well. Some of these people are not close, in location to you, but excuse me, but that doesn't stop anything. You can't go for a physical coffee, but you can talk on the phone lots or do video calls or whatever it takes, right? So you can still be connecting with these people. Yeah. And recognize their value. There are some of you do seem to have quite a few friends, and you do like that. But don't take those friends for granted. Express your appreciation to them. Tell them that you like being with them, that you enjoy chatting, that, all that stuff. Tell them the good stuff about what you think about them. It's really a great connection. Sorry, it's like I have frogs in my throat just now. So your week has to do with music. Some of you are musicians. I'm seeing that, hearing that, feeling that. Yeah. So okay, there's so many messages here. So some of you who are musicians, it feels like you have not actually picked up your instruments or used your voice or whatever for quite a while. Let that back into your life. It really changes things up, changes the whole vibration of your world, and then things just get better. It's magic. It truly is. The musicians among you will know this much better than I, but the vibration of the music or the instrument or the voice or the whatever it is, the vibration is high compared to, negative thoughts, or compared to talking like this, right? And so when you have the music, it uplifts you, and, your body, yourself, your spirit will naturally try to lift itself to match the music. And then you will feel much better, much more fulfilled. So no matter what else you're doing, even for those of you who are not musicians, no matter what it is you're doing, turn some music on. I know silence is golden. It absolutely is. But sometimes the music is what is going to really bring you up and out of, like, it feels like you're in a little bit of a low spot, right? Mood-wise. But you can, do the things that bring you up out of that. And music is definitely one of them. Okay. And so here it's time. Believe in yourself. Like, it almost feels like that's why your mood is a little bit low, that your confidence is suffering a bit, and it feels like somebody around you has been overriding you in certain ways. It doesn't really feel sinister, but it's certainly not what you desire, right? So, there's things that you're doing that you're an unwilling participant in, and yet you are doing them. It is your choice too. So it's time then to recognize that it is your choice too. And if it truly, honestly is not your choice, you need to change something there. And you're the only one who can. The other person, if they're trying to force something or control you in some way or whatever, they do that because eventually you give in, or because you don't speak. Feels that's why my throat's so, like, thinking that you guys are having trouble speaking your truth. So there's something that a person, or like for some of you it could be work, but it feels mostly like it's in your personal life. It's people you know. Maybe it's relatives. Maybe it's friends. It doesn't feel like these friends, like we were talking about friendship. These are the good ones. These are the ones that you can kind of explain your point of view to, get some feedback, and see, how to explain it better. Use them as a sounding board. That's what this feels like. But so when you understand how to explain your position in a non-confrontational way, just in a very communicative way with the person who's trying to force things on you, or just has a different idea than you. Like, it's possible they're not even forcing anything. They just have a different idea than you, and you haven't said no, is kind of how this feels. But you're feeling no, but you haven't said anything. Some of the people that are doing this, that you're going along with their ideas, they're aware that you're not fully on board, but they don't know what you're thinking because you haven't said anything. And so clear your own throat and speak up. And again, you don't have to be angry. You just have to say, I'm just not convinced that I want to do that. And obviously you're convinced that you want to do that, but I don't have to think and feel the same way that you do, right? So see yourself, it says on here, see yourself doing well, and you will. It's kind of like you practice it first. And that is sometimes in front of other friends, and sometimes in front of your mirror. Sometimes it's within your thoughts. But it's all of it together conspiring to help you express yourself. And the more you do that, the more you believe in yourself. Usually the response from the other person is going to be favorable. You may not change their mind. They may still think that other way is the best way. But at least this way you have spoken your truth. You've said eloquently what it is that you want and you think and you believe, even if it's not the same as theirs. Yeah. It's no matter the outcome. The outcome is irrelevant in this case. It's how it feels. You are a healer. Do you know what that means? It means that you have the power to heal yourself. Yeah. And you're very good at it. You are growing just by leaps and bounds. Like, oh my gosh, it's really, really amazing to see when, they're giving me this picture of, oh my gosh, all this incredible inner growth. You're changing before your very eyes. You're evolving before your very eyes. And it's always for the better. Then once you have begun to heal yourself, keep in mind you're never done, right? And that's exactly as it should be. You don't want to be done. You want to always keep growing and healing. But once you've started to do some of your own inner work, then you can assist other people if the opportunity arises. Now, some of you are light workers, maybe you're energy workers, maybe this is what you do, your therapists or your doctors or, whatever it is. So you're already doing all that, but you have to do your own healing before you can truly be effective for anybody else. That's just how it works. You can only take your people as far as you've gone yourself, right? So sometimes the people that you think you're going to help heal, they turn around and help you. It's really awesome. In all my years when I was practicing myofascial therapist, there were so many times when I thought, okay, well, this client is coming to me for healing. And a lot of them, most of them, did attain that healing. But guess what? I also received that from them. It's always a two-way street. Yeah. And you're on that. I think most of you know this already, right? Like this isn't a surprise to you, but like learning to embrace it more. Like just because you feel that you call yourself a healer doesn't mean that you're not also learning from those that you're assisting, right? It always goes both ways. It's beautiful. Try something new. Try something new. So you're busy, you've got lots on the go, you're enjoying life, you're doing things you like doing, but it's time to step out and do something new, something you've never tried before. Be adventurous. Go skydiving. I don't know. For some of you, that's totally not the right thing to do, right? But try something that's very adventurous for you, right? Maybe you've never tried making bread before. Try it. What's the worst that can happen? You end up with a flopped bread? Yeah, so what? But you tried it. And now you can say you tried it. Or maybe now you really love it and you're going to do it again, even if it flopped this time. Maybe now that you're like, I'm going to get this until I do it right. Whatever it is, try something new because you need to broaden your horizons a little bit. It feels like you've been a little bit stifled, like there's been, okay, the state of the world. Many of you have been, just wearing a mask all the time, right? But it feels like it's time to, and I'm not talking literally. If you're still masking, that's perfect. You do you, whatever, right? But it just feels like you need to clear that and open it up and open your viewpoint. Try new things. Get a new viewpoint. Yeah, and have fun while you're doing it. Because life's too short, man. Like, have some fun. Laughter and adventure and doing new things with these beautiful friends of yours. And, all that just builds you so much. And then suddenly everything is worth it. All this stuff, like you've been feeling a bit down, the reasons for that, suddenly it's all worth it. And then you can come up out of that. Have some fun. That's what life's all about. It truly is. Okay, so we have the daily guidance cards here. So what's one last thing, guardian angels, that you would like to share with our beautiful Gemini? Giving and receiving. So we touched on this a little bit with the healer card, that giving and receiving needs to be in balance, right? The more you give, the more you can receive. And it's not really more. It's just a balance. It's say you're cleaning out your closets and you're giving things away or selling them for, usually a lower price, then that's making room for new clothes to come in, right? So that's quite, a literal translation of this. But it's something that, everybody can see and visualize and understand that. You clear some stuff out, it makes room for new to come in, right? And that's with everything. That's with generosity. That's with money. That's with love. That's with spirit. That's with time. Whatever it is, I'm sure you've heard this saying before, whatever it is you feel you don't have enough of, give some away. Because that makes room for more of it to come to you, right? And this can be taken in a very broad sense. Like it's not specific that if you give away money that you will get back tenfold money. It's that the feeling that money evokes within you, the feeling of prosperity and abundance and always being looked after and cared for and fed. When you give away some of that, then you receive much more of that feeling. Right? So no matter what it might be cash, but it might be other things that, somebody gives you a whole bunch of garden produce and that makes you feel very abundant, right? And so that's how that works. It's a more general thing. It's not always just time for time and money for money and, those things, right? So, but this is beautiful. You're keeping your giving and receiving in balance and be conscious of it. Do it deliberately. Okay. All right. So Gemini, can you help here? Let's send some of that. Let's do some of that giving right now. Let's send some love and some compassion and some acceptance and some beauty to all over the world. Every person, every molecule of water, all the air. Beautiful. I thank you so much, Gemini. I appreciate that you've been here. And I love you. And I will see you next week.